A more believable breakup than Kimberly and Tommy. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel vlog with the episode Doom Signal. And, whoa, this one was heavy. Besides giving us a previously on Super Ninja Steel showing that Nick has been kidnapped and everything. For what's going on, the Rangers are... Well, Haley is entering in a talent show that's going to be broadcast on TV. And Haley wants to do a scene from Romeo and Juliet. And Calvin's running late because his car broke down and sadly he forgot the props for that scene. So she does the scene without the props, and the judge went next. Next up was Victor and Monty doing some surgery skit. I think they were trying... I couldn't tell if they were going for comedy or not because it was all comedic, but the judge liked that. And throughout that whole time, Haley's blaming Calvin because he was late. He didn't help her practice. And she wanted his honest opinion. And any man knows that's a trap. But he stated his honest opinion. And she got crossed. But lucky for them, they saw what the judge and the cameraman and all that stuff were. They were actually the monsters. They were actually Basherbots and the... I can't even say the monster of the week because he wasn't even there long enough to be considered an episode. He just appears. The Basherbots kidnapped Victor and Monty, and the Rangers just quickly morphed, fought this guy, which his name's on the screen. They didn't even say his name. Ugh. Yeah, they fought. They were having a hard time. Brody armored up, wailed on the monster, and then Brax decides to jump in because he wants to fight the Rangers. And giant monster fight. Those two monsters got big. The Rangers called forth their original Zord, the Blaze Zord. They're trying their best. They are getting their butts whooped. They summon the Red Lion Zord. And I should have mentioned, yes, both Megazords are being piloted by 3 Rangers each. For what happened, they piloting the OG Zord. Brody gets on top for them to do the finishing move as the OG style. And Brax was like, nope, dodge out of the way while the monster dies. And yeah, they're still having a hard time with Brax. But the idea is simple. Switch out the OG Megazord with the Blaze Megazord. Do the finisher, a different finisher. And Brax is dead. That sums it up. Though I will admit his last words before he goes was, Belladonna. Like, I think it was like some epiphany. He was like, I should have paid attention to her, or I should have been a complete a-hole. No, it's just like somewhere out of nowhere, he just says the name. And yeah, Belladonna is depressed because he's dead. And my thoughts was, they captured Victor and Monty. Wouldn't Odious or Cosmo would be like, not again, we don't want these two back on the ship. Last time they farted on us. We don't need them. But yeah, they just kept going. Their idea. They're using the mind control machine that Mick made to reroute through all the satellites throughout the world, and it's going to be hacking TV signals. And they're going to be watching Victor and Monty being clowns, and everyone's going to be mind controlled. I get their idea, but here's a little bit of a problem. A lot of people are no longer going to be watching TV as much. Most people will be on the computers, tablets, or any other thing. They could be playing video games, and they're not going to be, like, watching TV.
And weirdly enough, there were students in the school who were watching watching educational videos when they're getting the whole mind control. So, does anyone notice that the Rangers were not in class during that moment? I'm just trying to understand that logic, but whatever. People are being mind controlled, and for Victor and Monty, they didn't want to act like clowns, even though they're dressed like it. Cosmo decides to drop giant spike wrecking balls on them as they're dodging around, entertaining the audience. Well, back at the Rangers, Haley is still got a chip on her shoulder about that whole talent show thing. Even Calvin was like, hey, it's a relief that you didn't win because you would have been captured. But she still had a chip on her shoulder, and it caused them to get to a point of the fight where they broke up. Which, yeah, it's realistic. It was actually surprising in the fact that Preston, I give him credit, he kept trying to find a way to stop the fighting by trying to distract them in any means necessary, but yeah, they technically broke up. And Sarah decided to sit Haley down and just give her honest opinion that Haley was a little bit stiffed, and yeah, he was forgetful, but he's improving from what he was earlier. Which, okay, I can understand. Throughout the whole episodes, Calvin was forgetful at times. He does screw up, which is understandable. And the fact that Haley's acting was a little wooden. So, yeah, Sarah did a good job doing the whole sitting her down and explaining it. Haley was thinking, okay, I gotta talk to Calvin. But Calvin just ignoring her, and he gets mind controlled. Yeah, he just saw a group of people watching TV. He looks, he's like, hey, that Victor and Monty? The Rangers go to school, trying to open the doors, but they're locked, seeing only the principal stick her head out saying, go and watch TV. They're like, what? They look through the cracks and seeing a bunch of Basher bots, and putting two to two together, they're like, oh, they're being mind controlled, we need to find a way to get into the school. But they see Mick drop down to in front of the school with Odious, him bowing down. They're like, oh my god, they captured Mick and mind controlling. And now we understand what Odious's plan is. She's basically using the mind control to hypnotize all the humans, so she has, well, human soldiers. She wants to take out the Power Rangers, get the Power Stars, and take over the galaxy with her human army. Okay, I can understand the logic. They're going to be mind controlled, but are humans really that strong enough to fight some of the other aliens? I mean, we've seen the contestants, and out of all of them, they look more strong enough they can take us down. I'm just going with the most average, human. We may lose to just one monster. A whole city could lose to at least one, being honest. Yeah, I know we have a large quantity of numbers, but maybe they have a large quantity of numbers. I'm just stating. Odysseus' idea is good, but what is she going to take the Power Stars, mass produce them, and hand them out to the soldiers so they could do the whole Power Ranger morphing thing and the army of... If that's the idea, I think she just ripped off that Dimensions and Dangerous Villains idea. I'm sorry, that's... Like I said, I just skipped through a lot of it, but they did a decent job with the story. Though I will admit, it's kind of weird there. The moment they did the whole beating down on the monster and Brax, I had to look at the time clock. I'm like, wait, it's only halfway done? What the hell? It's kind of like a weirdness in Power Rangers fact, because they usually defeat the monster near the end. And like I said, I like this episode. I can't wait to see how they're going to do with the next part. And let's get on with the yokai fact. When looking up info on Brax, I couldn't find any info until I looked at his face, which is actually based on Neo Theater's Shikigami masks. And since him and Gorax are based on the same thing,
I might as well talk about it. They're actually based on Onis, ogre-like monsters that are taller than most humans, and they usually come in red or blue with horns on their head. They are mostly born when a wicked human dies, or when a most wicked human transforms into one of them. They're mostly known to be skinning humans and torturing them. So basically, they're akin to Christianity's demons. In popular culture, anyone who ever seen Dragon Ball Z and that episode when Goku went to the home for infinite losers, I don't understand the censors. Goku talked to two individuals there who are actually based on Onis. And also I should mention, King Yama is also based on an Oni. And for a tangent, Gorax is actually based on Shuten Dojin, a more evil Oni who has his own story, but I'm not going to tell about that story. You can look him up yourself.
That's all I can really say. Till then, this is Rasa, signing off.
Thank you for watching the channel. If you want to watch more, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon. If you want to see other videos, click on the left or right annotations to see more. Till then,